This is Urban Knowledge, whether you're listening to the podcast on SoundCloud or you're watching clips on YouTube. I appreciate you all for joining me. And the special guest I have today is Luke Kidgell. You know, he's making a lot of waves in the Melbourne comedy scene, and he's opened up for Lewis Spears last year, and now he has his own special, which will be at the Comedy Fest, called You Don't Own Me, and he has his own podcast called Memoirs of a White Guy. So thank you, Luke Kidgell, for joining me here.
Thank you for having me, Alex. It's good to be here.
So, look, Memoirs of a White Guy, clear things up. I know it's not a white supremacist podcast, but I'll get you to explain it.
That's the thing, though. Not everyone does know that.
Yeah.
Some people, I think I must have a few, white supremacist people who listen and then work out very quickly that it's not that. It's essentially, I always used to think it was funny joking about kind of and acknowledging how privileged I was.
Yeah.
And how privileged I am and the kind of community that and the upbringing that I've had. So I always find it's funny to joke about how easy it is to be a white guy in 2017. So that's kind of why I started the podcast. And honestly, I just thought it was a funny name. I was trying to think of a podcast name, and then I thought Memoirs of a White Guy sounds stupid. So
yeah, I think it was a genius title, man. You're kind of playing on the because a lot of people, take offense to a lot of things these days. So you're kind of playing off that joke a little bit, playing off the real issue.
That was the idea, just to kind of acknowledge the fact that I'm white, and then just. But I do talk about being white a lot on the podcast.
Oh man, the whole last episode was completely about you talking about white people shit.
Yeah,
pretty entertaining.
I hate white people. I'm everything I hate.
Yeah.
On this week's episode, my girlfriend told a story. I was joined by my girlfriend this week, and I asked her, what's the whitest thing you've ever seen? And she told a story which really sums up how bad, why I call the podcast White People, why bag white people. She saw, those little baby carriers that you put on bikes?
Yeah.
Yeah, she saw, and it's like a little mesh tent for kids.
Mm-hmm.
She saw a mum kind of attending to her kid, and she was like, oh, that's cute. And then she pulled out a little dog because the dog didn't want to walk, and there was a dog in the little baby carrier, and she's just like, yeah, I hate white people. That's the worst.
Only white people will do that, huh?
That kind of sums up why, because I like to rant about stuff like that.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, look, let's get started. Back to, I guess, your roots. You started off with skits or stand-up?
Originally I was doing skits in high school.
Okay.
So, but not public skits. They were just for me and my friends, and we used to film stuff at lunchtime. They weren't even skits. They were just us jumping into bushes, and we called it hardcore parkour and stuff like we just used to film dumb stuff to entertain our friends, and then it just kind of got out of hand, and then eventually I made some of the videos public on my Facebook page. Then I made a Facebook page and started uploading the videos in there. Then I started to take it more seriously. But I started to take the videos seriously pretty much about the same time that I started doing stand-up comedy.
Okay.
But I was doing videos before stand-up. But I always had it in my mind I wanted to do stand-up.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't have the balls to do it for a while.
Yeah. So when did you actually start stand-up? Was that a couple of years ago?
June 2015.
15, right.
So it was kind of weird. I saw my first ever comedy show in March 2015. The first time I ever went to a 1-hour stand-up show was at the Comedy Festival. And then 3 months later, I was doing it, which is a pretty quick turnaround it's deciding you want to do something, then doing it, I think. But it's good fun.
I mean, I'm kind of the same with DJing, because I just saw a DJ playing locally at one of my cousin's parties, and I'm like, I always wanted to do DJing, but that was an instant thing for me. He's doing it, I can do it as well. So I guess I can understand that sort of spark and just get you into what you want to do.
Exactly right.
Yeah, for sure. Who did you see that was that person who inspired you?
A comedian called Nick Cody.
Okay.
He's since been on Conan in the States.
Wow,
he's been on,
big deal.
But I went and saw him in a 100-seater, and he's a very, very good Melbourne comedian.
Sure. And who are your other inspirations, I guess, in comedy?
I really like Australian comedy.
Yeah.
I like guys like Will Anderson. I really like Matt O'Kine. And recently I've been getting into the American ones. I love Chris D'Elia. He's probably one of my favourites. Bo Burnham.
Yeah. Crystal
And
Lear killed the Justin Bieber roast. It was incredible.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Chris was on that. I love all the roasts. The roasts are like my favorite thing, and I really like Bill Burr as well.
Yeah.
So those are probably the main ones. So Bo Burnham, Crystal Lear, and Bill Burr are the main American ones. And other than that, I just really like Australian comedy.
Absolutely. How'd you link up with Lewis?
I met him at stand up.
Okay.
It was a bit of a moochy thing I did. So I was a fan of him, Elliot Loney, and Khaled Kalafala from their podcast Nothing Inc. They used to have a podcast, and I was originally a fan of his stuff from Facebook, and I always thought it was hilarious that they were just ruining people's lives because I enjoy that too.
Yeah.
And I was doing stand up, and I was up to about I think I'd done 7 gigs at the time, and then I saw that they used to run a room in Springvale called Shisha Comedy.
Yeah.
And there was a spot open for that night, and it was like 6 p.m. and the night started in 3 hours, and they're like, we need another comedian. So I messaged the page knowing that they were going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were like, yeah, man, come down. And then I came down, and I did weirdly well. Like, I think I don't know, I was pretty nervous just meeting them all, but then I did well. Then they told me to keep coming back, and then I came back every week for like 22 weeks straight.
Wow.
That's how I got to know them.
Mm.
But originally I was like, I just want to meet them, and then I ended up becoming friends with them all, which was cool. So
yeah, it sounds like you kind of groupied out at the start.
Sorry?
You kind of like groupied out with them at the start?
Oh, yeah. At the start I was kind of freaking out. And like Lewis, he's an asshole. He introduced himself, he's like pretty much one of my best mates now.
Yeah.
But at the start, he introduced himself to me 3 times. Like every week, he's like, hey man, I'm Lewis. And I was like, yeah, we met last week.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, sorry. I was like, that's cool. But now, but now I know he does that to everyone. So
Okay.
it's fine. He's just an idiot. It's
Yeah,
not even that he didn't like me. He was just like, I don't know people's names.
Gotcha. And from there, and then you featured on a lot of his videos. Then how did it happen for you to actually open up on his show?
We were gigging together for about 6 months, and then we used to, help kind of write each other's bits and work on bits together, and just we'd like hang around 3 hours after all the comedy nights, just talking about comedy and stand up, and we just had all the same interests. And then he just asked me one day if I wanted to open for his show, and I knew he was sussing me out for ages.
Mm-hmm.
Like I could tell, because he was like, I've been thinking about it for 3 months, but he didn't ask, and I was kind of waiting for him to ask. But then he finally did, and it was pretty cool. And that was a really cool experience, opening the thing. It was kind of weird though, because the people didn't know who I was.
Yeah, I saw you, and I didn't really know who you were, because I went to Lewis's show.
I was there at Lewis's show.
Yeah, last year, yeah.
Which night was it? Because there was one night I did bad.
I don't know. It wasn't. I don't think your set was bad. You talked about Kanye.
It wasn't good though.
You did talk about Kanye, and and
I used to have Kanye West material.
Yeah.
I don't do that anymore, just because he's a bit of an old meme. I think he's
no, like he's always in the news, man. Kanye.
No, but no one cares about him anymore. Like I was talking about it with a mate the other day. He's out-memed himself. He's come too far.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's done way too much funny and dumb stuff that it's not even funny now. It's just like, that's fair. It's just normal Kanye now. So it's, I just can't do that material anymore because people are sick of him. It's going to be like Trump. In 2 years, no one's going to care.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like people are not really caring about Trump now. We kind of know what's expected of him now.
Yeah, I mean, I still find him funny, but you're right, I don't care.
Yeah, but it was one of the Melbourne shows, but no, I thought you were really good, and the fact that you've got your own comedy special now this year is pretty good.
That's it's a pretty quick thing to do it that early. I've only been doing comedy for it's going to be 3 years in June.
Mm-hmm.
No, 2 years in.
2 years in June, because you said 2015.
Yeah, wow, it seems like longer, but it's going to be 2 years in. See, usually people don't do that.
Yeah, it doesn't happen that fast, really, for a lot of people.
No, it doesn't. Never happens that fast. But so usually people wait longer, but I think I've been doing it like 3-4 times a week for the last 2 years, So I've been working pretty hard at it. So I think I'm ready.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Absolutely. So is The Bachelor really your favorite show?
Yes. Of course it is.
And why is that?
Have you seen that show?
I no, I don't really watch it too much. I've seen your parody and I've seen Troy Kinney's parody. I think you're both hilarious at it. But like I can't bother with that shit, man.
Oh no, I respect people who don't watch it 100%. That's a great life decision.
Oh, it's amazing.
When you put like 20 dudes fighting over like one girl, the awkwardness that ensues is great. Like, it only goes for 10 weeks. It could go all year. It could be a whole. I would watch it every week if it kept up that quality.
Yeah, it's
great. I'm obsessed with it. And even like, I don't watch. I hate reality TV. That's why I watch it, because I hate it. I also watch it because I know I can get good material out of it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I have a stand-up bit on The Bachelor this year because I was obsessed with it, and it's all I could think about for 3 weeks. So I ended up just talking about it on stage.
Yeah.
But I also watched that. I've started to watch that Married at First Sight show.
I was about to mention, yeah.
It's awful. Like, it's worse. But the situation of just putting, it's like arranged marriage is a massive problem overseas, and for us that's our entertainment, and I think that's really funny.
Yeah, it's shit. Like it gets crazy ratings. Like, people really want to watch this shit, man.
Because I'm part of the problem.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Like, speaking about your podcast and everything like that, and your stand up, are you fearful of, like, because like you go off on your podcast, you make up jokes on the spot. Are you fearful of, like, kind of using those jokes from, your podcast and then putting them into your stand-up? Because I felt like Lewis Spears did that a little bit. I was a little bit disappointed last year.
And were you against that as a fan of him? Because I've thought about doing that as well, but I didn't know.
Well, look, because I know Lewis gets a lot of listens on his podcast, and yeah, like when I pay to go see him on stage, I like to see just all original content, but like he pretty much ripped the whole barbershop thing that he said on his podcast into his stand-up show. So I don't know, that was just my take though.
Yeah, that's interesting. No, that's interesting, and I've been thinking about that as well. And I do try and avoid doing my bits. Like, I feel like there'd be maybe like some of the ideas that I bring on the podcast will be the same, just because it's what things I'm thinking about comedically that week.
Yeah.
Like, if I bag white people, I've got a few jokes on, like, how much I hate white people in my show, but it's not the same ideas that I brought to the podcast. So I often do the same subject matter. So if you like my podcast, you'll definitely like my show, because it's similar subject matter, but I try and do different jokes.
Yeah.
And also, the stand-up jokes are better because you can, the podcast, I just rant and talk, and it's not very polished, but I try and make the white people jokes really next level white people jokes. But so to answer your question, I think I may have a few things from the podcast in my show, but more just maybe one-liners that I may have said as a passing comment, and then thought about them later and gone, oh, that's pretty funny. Yeah. I can expand on that, and I expand on it in the show. But now I know people hate it.
No, that's just me though. I don't know about everyone else, but that's just me though.
It's a good question, and it's I don't know.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
Well, look, comedians are like in this really good space where a lot of them are like solopreneurs, they're entrepreneurs, and because of this, they don't mind offending anyone. So, are you fearful of offending the wrong person? This is a really good topic, and I've spoken to Lewis a lot about this, because he has probably a different take on it to me, but I still have a similar stance to him. I don't do much offensive material. Like, if you watch my material, it's very PC, only because that's just what I find funny. Yeah.
But I was in Lewis's World Vegan Day video. He did a video about stopping World Vegan Day, and he asked me to be in it like a month before, and I was like, yeah, that's hilarious. Vegans are annoying, and that's a funny joke. And I don't have a problem with vegans. I know a lot of vegans. They're all great people, and nor do I think they're right. They're absolutely right in their opinion in not eating animals. So I think it's great that they don't do that. But I still think anyone can be made fun of,
Mm.
and people shouldn't be offended. Like if I was a vegan, because I do comedy and stuff, and I just laugh at everything, I would have thought that was funny.
Yeah.
That video and stuff like, say if someone did a joke about white boys and like how much, like I make those jokes. I think that's funny.
Yeah.
I bag myself about being a privileged asshole. So yeah, I don't really have a problem with offending people. I think it's the age-old thing of people take offense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think offense is given. I think people take offense to what you say, and if they take offense, fair enough. That's nothing I can do about that. Good on you. You can be offended. Like, I've had people come up to me at stand-up shows and have said I didn't agree with something you said, and I was like, cool, have a good night.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay to disagree.
No, but it's good on them. I was like, yeah, I respect your opinion.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm not. That's the thing. I'm not sorry. I'm like, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna stop saying it. I think it's funny, and I disagree. But that's good. I think people are entitled to their opinions, but I don't care.
Yeah, gotcha. Look, you might remember this because I'm thinking back to the show that I saw you and Lewis at, and there was one part of the show where Lewis was kind of making fun of I think it was a 13-year-old boy with his father there, and yeah. I forgot what the joke was. I really did, but I remember
every night I used to point out a 13-year-old and bag them. I used to ask them their name. I used to be like, what's your name? And they say Aiden. And then I'm like, oh, nice to meet you, man. My name's Puberty. We haven't met before. Yeah. And I used to do that every night. And I'm pretty sure Lewis said this isn't a Wiggles concert or something like that. I don't know.
No. This was like some next level shit. I forgot what the joke was, but the whole crowd went like, it was like kind of super awkward. And then I looked back at you because like you were like, I don't know how you were reacting, but you were kind of like, oh my god, like it was too far or whatnot.
Oh really? Yeah, I was probably like crying with laughter at the back.
Maybe, yeah.
But like, yeah, when something different happens every night, and especially something that everyone finds offensive, I find it funny because I'm very immune to it because I hear horrible things every night of the week. Like I go out to comedy nights and hear people saying awful things. I think I'm really desensitized now. I think at the start I used to be like, oh my god, you can't say that, and now I'm like,
and plus, Lewis personally, so like you're probably surrounded by like that type of behavior anyway.
He's probably more, you know what I mean? Like people have he's a very different person off stage as to what he is on stage. Yeah. I think people have a very different perception to what they see online, to how I see him, knowing him personally. But look, he probably doesn't want me to shatter the illusion. So
yeah, man. Well, look,
and he's not that messed up in real life. Although we do make inappropriate jokes all the time. But,
absolutely, man. Jackson O'Doherty, he said it took him 3 years. Talking about you, it took him 3 years of making videos to get it viral. What went through your mind when he made that comment there?
I was laughing because it took me like 2 years, so I was like, "You're wrong, man." And B, I thought it was very funny. To be honest, like with that whole thing, the only reason why I saw his video is because people started sending me it within half an hour of him uploading it. People were like, "He stole your video, wreck him," and I was like, "Oh, cool." So. I saw it as an opportunity to just make fun of someone for a week.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I got out of it. I got a week of content out of that. I actually wasn't that cut about it, to be honest.
Yeah, man. Well, yeah, like, I thought the comment was so, like, kind of underhanded because, like, the statement
It just didn't make sense. He said, he justified him stealing my video idea by saying that it took me 3 years to make a viral video. That's like saying like, oh, hey man, I don't like you, but flowers are good. You're like, what? That's like, you know what I mean? Like it just, I was like, that doesn't have anything to do with you stealing the video, how long it's taken me to make a viral video.
Yeah. as you're right. Like that was his kind of justification for
Well,
doing
I
it.
just found it funny because I was like, "What?" I was just amused that it didn't really make sense.
Yeah.
But I was amused that he thought that was a good justification. But no, he messaged my page after because I made a video on him. I did a review on his video, and I tried to make it a fairly balanced review. But then it hit the front page of Reddit, and then after that he messaged my page because I kind of ruined his image in about 3 days. But
well, was it a positive message or what, was it like I'll take the video down or like what are you doing? Like what was it?
His first one was a bit sassy. He wasn't a happy man. But no, that's fair enough. I'd gone to town on him for about a week. But he messaged me like, "Hey man, next time you could message my page instead of being a keyboard warrior." And I was like, "That is true. I would not fight you in real life. You are way bigger than me, and you smashed the gym." Yeah. But he was like, "Look, next time instead of making videos about it, you could have just messaged me, and I would have been fine with it." And I said, "Look, hey man, next time I'm like, I shouldn't have to message you. You maybe should have messaged me before you uploaded it, saying, 'Hey, I've made this. Is this cool?' And if he had given me credit in the comments originally, I would have been absolutely fine with it because again, he's kind of taking my joke to another level, kind of thing. Yeah. And also, my joke is not the most original concept in the world. That's not really what I was annoyed about. Like the idea of standing in front of signs is not an original idea. It was more just within 3 weeks of mine going viral, he was even wearing the sunglasses and he was zooming in on his face. Yeah. It was more just the way it was shot was a bit similar.
Yeah, and look, he kind of like with the comment, he kind of like admitted to stealing it from you. So
well, the fact that he knew because people said, "Hey man, I've seen this video elsewhere. You copied this," and he was deleting people's comments and stuff who was calling him out on it. But then the fact that he was like he knew exactly who the people were talking about means he must have seen the video.
Yeah. It just it didn't make sense. Like for him to actually say, "Oh, you could have messaged me," is like you're exactly right. Like he should have messaged you if he wanted to, I guess, steal or just borrow whatever content that you were doing. So
yeah. I mean, like say if I saw Frenchie or Josh Wade or anyone or any online content creator do a particular thing. Like a specific thing. Say Frenchie released a Harry Potter video of him building a puzzle, right? I wouldn't then release a video 3 weeks later of a Harry Potter video of me doing like a brain teaser or a little maze thing. Like you know what I mean? Like it's even if you thought of that idea, you'd be like, it's been done now. I'll think of another one.
Yeah, but look, you didn't really lose in the situation. Like you know. Both your videos got viral. You don't owe me videos, and your review of him, that got 100,000, and and you had a week of content.
If I didn't think I didn't have anything to gain, from calling him out on it, I obviously wouldn't have done it. It would have been a waste of time. I knew people. I just knew it was going to be funny, to be honest.
Absolutely. Yeah, you didn't really take a loss from it, man. So that's good, man. Look, okay, so like, have you ever gotten like responses from your brief music reviews? I'm not expecting like a Nicki Minaj to sort of respond to you, but like,
I've always thought, man, if that would be so funny if like Nicki Minaj was like, "Hey, I saw your review. I heard you think I'm a slut," and I'd be like, "Yeah, tone it down. I'm sure your mum's ashamed of you. Put some pants on."
Yeah, and stop with the Beats product placement in your videos.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't talk. I just did a sellout video last week.
With the brand company. I forgot what it was though, but I saw the video.
Yeah.
But look, I could see like guys like Jacob Sartorius or like Mark Thomas being offended by your stuff. Have you gotten like any people coming to respond to you?
I actually filmed another Jacob Sartorius one yesterday. It's going to be up this week.
Beautiful.
Look, no, they wouldn't see my stuff. My stuff gets like 4,000 views on YouTube. I think they'd see a lot of hate they get, but I think their management and the people around them would block them out. And also, I try not to pick on, like I do, you know, I try not to pick on the kids about their personal lives and stuff. I try and focus it towards more how bad the content they're producing is.
Yeah.
I try and aim my jokes at the content, not them, just because it's not a great look, me trashing 15-year-olds. I do make one fat joke about
You did.
Mark.
Yeah, I was just about to mention.
I couldn't resist. I was like, he looks like a, what did I say? I said he looks like Johnny Bravo and Macklemore had a baby who was allergic to cardio.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just like that joke, so I just put it in.
And look, I think Lewis Spears was kind of in the same predicament when he reviewed one of these big budget.
Well, I was actually in that video. That was one of the first times we worked together, and he was in the same thing where it's more even though I am targeting it at the kid. Really, I kind of feel bad for those kids because I know there's a rich white dude in a suit behind the camera telling them what to do, and I think that's the sad part. But at the same time, though, that Jacob kid, have you seen his stuff on Vine, that he has control over? It's trash, and that's why I justify it by yeah, man, you're gonna be ashamed of this in 10 years.
I mean, that's the internet. Everything's being documented by us when we post it.
It's really sad when those kids grow up and they look at their little Musically things. It's where they lip sync to other people's songs.
Yeah, and
it's like this app. It's stupid, but I had to review it for this new video. So I was watching all their videos and I was like, man, there's too much material to show at their 21st. It's a point where it's overwhelming. Nothing's going to be I don't even know how they're going to react.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a tattoo. They're just going to, it's out there forever now.
Yeah.
And there's nothing they can do about it, but it's their own fault, so.
And at their 21st, it won't really be a secret because, everyone's kind of seen it.
No, everyone's seen them be a flog for the last 21 years, so.
Yeah.
But, look, I don't think, to answer your original question, I don't think they would have ever seen it.
Yeah.
And nor is it my intention to hurt their feelings. I think it's just funny to make. It comes back to I enjoy the Comedy Central roast things, and I like writing roast jokes.
Absolutely, yeah. Because
also, I think it's funny to review. Just it's topical. That sweatshirt thing was topical, and I try not to just do the 15-year-old ones. I review Avril Lavigne. People like Avril Lavigne.
Yeah.
I think she has a few good songs, but I was still like, that Skater Boy song's a bit shit.
And the music clip as well. There's so much material there.
It's funny. Yeah, it was almost reviewing the 90s in general, just because it was actually good. It was a good music video for the time, but it just hasn't aged well.
No, not at all. Yeah, but some of the stuff that you review is absolutely warranted. The Pitbull music video was just garbage, and the song was garbage as well.
Better. I googled it. He's 35 or something.
Yeah.
I was like, you should absolutely know better.
Yeah.
And he's hanging out with girls in bikinis.
But that's probably his life though.
Just settle down, man.
Absolutely, man. But just going through your music reviews, I hope to see a lot more from that because it's very entertaining to see.
Yeah. Well, I need to think of a new kind of series just because you don't want to be a one-trick pony.
Of course,
and I'm conscious of painting myself into a corner just because you see other YouTubers and they get known for one particular thing. And at the end of the day, I want to be a stand-up comedian, not I don't want to be the guy who bags 15-year-olds online.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's very fun. So I'm really torn between the joy I get out of it. But I do know I need to be conscious of doing other content as well. For
sure. And speaking of content, it seems like a lot of the guys that are putting up YouTube videos and skits on Facebook are winning. Like yourself, like Lewis, like Neil, like Frenchie. It just seems very you're with the times and you know what's going to appeal to a certain fan base and build a fan base and help your stand up. That's something you got to really focus on.
Yeah, it definitely is. I think online is really the way the world's going. If you look at kind of what type of media you consume, a lot of it is online now. Like, I'm sure, I don't know if you do watch TV or not, but like I don't watch a lot of TV. When I watch The Bachelor, I watch it on my computer so it doesn't have ads.
Right.
Like, even when I do watch things that are on TV, I don't actually watch it on TV. I just think online is the way our generation's heading. And I think I'm surprised how little people actually make online content. There's only about 6 or 7 people in Australia who make regular online content.
Yeah.
There's a group from Brisbane called Collective Noun. There's Elliot Loney, Lewis, Frenchie, Josh Wade, and Neil, and Marcus Dibble.
Yeah.
That's really the main core. And I feel like there's a few up-and-coming people like me, but other than that, there's not that many. I'm surprised. Like, I just thought this is such a great avenue to get an audience. And, it's at the end of the day, it sells tickets and people feel like they know you better. And also it gives me something to do during the day. Yeah. It'd just be sad if I stayed home every day and didn't do anything.
Absolutely. Yeah, and people might look at it as, you're giving all this free content away, but without this content, a lot of people may not be knowing you and may not be purchasing the tickets to your show.
Yeah.
So it is important.
I know a lot of stand-up comedians from Melbourne. I'm heavily involved in the scene because I'm always out gigging. But, and I speak to them and, yeah, like lots of them are incredibly funny comedians, but just that they don't have the audience there. So they're doing great stand-up shows to an audience of 5-10 people every night at the comedy show, just kind of like at the comedy festival, just waiting for their break. But which is a fine way to do it because those guys have. Could end up on TV, end up on radio if they go through that mainstream media. But I feel like if I can just work hard, originally at the start I was like, if I just work the hardest out of anyone, I can't see myself failing. And it's worked. I've gained an audience pretty quickly in a year, but I still think I can, even triple it by next year.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
But yeah, I think it's a great way, what you said of selling tickets. And yeah, the end of the day is lots more people see me on their news feeds every week. And I feel like they're more likely to come to, say, Lewis's or Frenchie's or I's shows than someone they've never heard of that they see on a poster.
Absolutely. So, yeah, because I when I saw Lewis's show, you see the bunch of posters there. And I don't even know if I can remember any of the other names that were there, just because they're not on my timelines. They're not they might be, but I just don't see their material up. But I see Neil's, I see yours, I see Lewis, I see Josh Wade, I see all these guys doing their thing. So
I think it's important that, especially now in a world that's so. People just want short, fast content so regularly that if you're not putting out that regular content, people forget about you. It's pretty sad, but people's attention spans are short. And also, if you're not on TV, the only comedians, normal people who aren't into comedy would know is Dave Hughes, Will Anderson, and Peter Hillier, the 3 guys who are on TV.
Yeah.
So if you're not on TV, I think internet's a great way to get yourself out there and get known. And look how it's worked for Lewis. He's doing his 3rd national tour and it's already selling out. So and he's never been on TV.
Technically he has.
He's never supposed to have been on TV.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Current Affair, Today Tonight, whatever it was.
He's been on TV, but accidentally.
Yeah. Yeah, crazy. But yeah, as I was going to say, I'm more inclined to watch you guys perform than, people I just haven't heard of or who's not providing content on social media, So, yeah, big ups to you guys, man.
Thank you. It's great that, our content's being well received as well, which is really cool. Because, again, we'd be nothing without people who enjoy it, or otherwise it'd just be sad. I'd be just talking about 15-year-olds and no one would be watching it.
Absolutely.
That'd be a really sad affair, actually.
Well, look, onto another topic. In your podcast, you have a segment called Fun Fact of the Day.
It's just getting racist now. I need to stop it.
Well, I wanted to know what's your alternative fact of the day.
Alternative fact. Wow. Well, I don't. I don't keep these messed up facts. So essentially, to provide context for people who haven't heard it, I read out a really fun kind of chipper fact that gets you in a great mood for the rest of the day. And usually it's like Holocaust or kind of poverty related.
Yeah.
Just something really fun like that. And wait, so you want a made up fact?
Oh, well, whatever you want, because I tweeted out yesterday an alternative fact, which was Kyrie Irving, the basketball player. He was saying that the world was flat, and then I tweeted out, "This is why Australia deported you," because he used to be he lived in Melbourne for a long time, but he went to the States to play basketball. So yeah, I'm wondering what's your alternative fact of the day?
My alternative fact would be that the fun fact segment is actually not that fun, but well, it is, and that's why it's an alternative fact. I don't know, how do you just make up, for a comedian, I'm not very funny. I don't know, like a made up fact. Okay, here's one. Mm-hmm. Jackson O'Doherty is a great and original content creator. Is that?
Well, look, I looked at some of his stuff, after checking, that he copied you and everything like that. And I don't know if he's stolen the rest of his other stuff, but like some of they're not like overly funny, but like they're sort of like cutesy funny with the pet's name.
Like there's some. I saw one the other day on Labba, but like I don't actually have anything against his content. He also seems like a nice guy. I'm sure he's a nice guy, like face to face. And there's some of his videos, like some of the prank videos and stuff that, they're hilarious. Like, it's just a different style of comedy to what I'm doing. And I've never had a problem with him or any people like that, any content creators like that, until I saw him doing something that looked very familiar. But I think some of his videos are hilarious. There was one really funny one about a cyclist, and I don't know, he was just being an asshole on the road and bagging cyclists, and I think that's hilarious. I was like, that's a good joke.
Awesome, man. Well, your brief music reviews are hilarious. I wanted to know, did you end up taking your girlfriend to Hammerjack's Sports Bar and Grill?
Unfortunately for her, no, because I'm a struggling comedian from Melbourne, and I'm pretty sure Hammerjack's Sports Bar and Grill is somewhere in LA. And look, dude, it's the dream date. So if you haven't watched it, it's where Mark Thomas takes these girls in these film clip to a sports bar and grill on their big first date. It's a bowling alley, and he buys her a packet of chips for dinner because he's a baller. But my girlfriend hasn't been lucky enough to receive that treatment. Yeah.
And that was a real phone conversation. That wasn't just like a scripted type thing, was it?
Oh, no, it's always real. And she gets. I did another one in the new Jacob video that's going to be coming out this week.
Yeah.
And I called her out of the blue, and this one she just told me, oh wait, can I swear?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
This one she just told me to fuck off and hang up, and she hung up at me. But it made the video because it was funny. Because I always call her. She's usually like at work and doing something productive, like a normal member of society, and I'm at home prank calling her because I think it's funny.
Absolutely, man. Is there anything else you want to add, man? Before we end things, man.
Not really. If you're listening from around Australia, would love to see you on my national tour, which is going to be announced soon. And come to my comedy festival show. I don't think you'll be disappointed, but depends. If you don't like sick jokes, don't come. But if you do, I'd recommend it.
Absolutely. And I thank you for joining me here on Urban Knowledge. Thanks, Luke.
Thanks very much, Alex. Appreciate it.
No worries.